to our students with the idea that they have to use it wisely. It is just a tool, but they have to learn to use it and to be responsible. Well, as you see, there is a quotation of my good colleague who said that the only thing that is certain today is that nothing is certain anymore. So everything has changed, so we have to change also. And we start this program from teacher trainings and then go on to gymnasium and vocational school students, so they will get all the AI knowledge, how to use it in their work. And of course, AI is already in the industry, as my work is more related to engineering education, so we have to jump from kindergartens to engineering education now. And a short abstract of what we did. We have to design a new curriculum. It was already said here, we are all designing the new curriculum because it's trash that we have now. and we also thought that we'll try to use AI in it. So today we already use AI in Moodle chatbots. That means that our students are learning with AI. The AI teaches them. We have to train it according to the course content, and then they can ask from a student, or from AI, so we use it widely at the universities. And now we also thought that we'll start designing our curriculum using AI. Not wholly, but in certain steps. And why is the important heading also, or topic, is the human-centered perspective. We have to check every step. We can't trust it. It's not always, it's hallucinating, it's thinking, making wrong connections and bringing references that never existed. So that's why we always have to have a look at it. So we had 43 participants. I'll just give an overview in a minute who were there. But the idea was how to use AI in teaching, in administrative task, and in building up the curriculum. What are the most important steps? So the sample was comprised, and the principal, we had program directors. There were 7 of them in engineering education. Then there were 11 engineering faculty lectures, or we must say professors. There were 19 teachers from schools, and also employers, 6 of them, from industry. And so we started to get to know how to move on. We had, we may say, mixed methodology using qualitative and quantitative analysis. In qualitative research, there were 24 open questions, and we just categorized those answers into 5 topics or categories. General attitudes, curriculum development now in the new era, AI in education, human versus AI influence, skills and competencies for the future, we already talked about it also, and ethical concerns and data privacy. And also we had 21 questions with the quantitative study in the same study, so using the 6-point Likert scale response. And when we started to analyze, we started to collect the information and took account of those answers in quantitative analysis, where the answers were agree or fully agree. So we just tried out a more positive way. And what we found out at the very beginning, that 77 of our respondents said that yes, it is effective for personalization of studies. They have tried it out, but 83% already from the beginning were very concerned about data privacy. And we then moved on to the categories. As you see, here are the main principles of them. The human versus AI was the key part of the questionnaire, and skills and competencies that our students need and also our teachers need in order to teach, in order to build up the curriculum and the syllabi. And now, of course, we don't know what happens tomorrow. That means those curricula and syllabi will have to be updated every year. What we used, we analyzed all well-known and very widely used models for curriculum design and decided that we will integrate two models that are more different from, we will say, the classical ones and more suitable for AI turn, we may say. So one is the model for curriculum design by Urve Läänemets, and she built it up with questions. As you see, we really need to ask those questions now. How much we have to teach at all, when we have to teach, what to teach at all, where to do it, who should be a teacher now, and how, that means which methods for teaching and assessment should be used. And the second model, designed by, firstly by Adolf Meretzinek, but I also in my research work have added some steps to the end of this model, the model of engineering pedagogy, a psychodidactical model. We started with the first question, what the goals and learning outcomes, what our student needs to know now. Because there's no need to give them lectures anymore. They have lots of information. What skills they need after subjects, courses, and after the whole curriculum. And how to support critical thinking in AI era. So how to build up those learning blocks. The second step, who and whom, that means who are our students, who are our teachers. What is the competency level of our teachers for teaching with AI, and who are the students, that means what are their learning skills, their background, culture, and can they use AI assistant, and what are their preliminary knowledge. Then, third step, what content is needed now. Because we have to just throw out the content and start to select the suitable one using the AI assistant. And how, where, with what to teach. That means how to teach with the new technology we have and AI. Shall we use online labs, hand-on lessons, classroom lessons, flipped, double-flipped industry courses? Now the most painful question, what methodology? My teacher Martin is here, he knows also perhaps we'll ask from him. But yes, of course, we all know problem-based, project-based, studio learning is now what we are using at our university. And the principle there is that bachelor, master, and doctoral students are working together on real-world problems that comes from industry, along with one engineer from that industry. That means teacher is a teacher, but the engineer is a mentor, because our teachers don't know all those problems. Now, how to use mini lectures, AI apps in teaching and learning, how to support learning in the way that they really learn, not only copy-paste. And of course, mentoring and coaching. Now our teachers are all having these courses of mentoring and coaching, because you can't lecture or teach them anymore. You can support them. And now new methods for assessment. Well, I just was talking at the coffee break that my student brought me a little code he wrote for answering my Moodle multiple choice questions. So he had to press only next. And he answered all the questions with AI and got 100% of 100. So that's it. I gave him a 5 for the coding, and then I said, you have to go back and learn now that subject. No need to use essays, no need to use multiple choice questions, no need to use reference or whatever. What we are using now are oral colloquiums, in the way that about 3, 4, maximum 5 students in the classroom, and there is a discussion between a teacher and the students. So the teacher asks, and so he sees and understands what they really know without AI. Prolonged tests are very popular now at our university. That means the students are given a real-world problem, a group of students. So, for example, let's say we'll prolong the test for 72 hours. So they will be back with a solution. They can use everything, because we all use everything, and engineers in the industry use everything. And then when they come with the solution, they will have to just describe every step and say why they decided to make this kind of steps, and bring out the reasons how to go on, how to solve this problem. And when they are answering it, the way is not that we will select the best presenter from our group and he or she will present it, but we will give the word to another, and then to the third, and then to the fourth, so they will give the presentation together. And we, yes, use self and peer assessment quite well, it works. And reflections, that means, what did you learn today? What were the most important knowledge you just received? How can you use it in your future work as an engineer? And so on and so on. So they will have to write it there after the lesson. And the last step added to a Melazinac model is reflection and metacognition. That means we also have to analyze student feedback. We do it with AI. And continuous updating of courses, because now we go in a spiral way. Just again think about learning outcomes, methodology, content, and so on. So this is a continuous process now, and we can't stop. So adding to this, we are also the members of CDIO University Network. So we take something from CDIO, something from Melazinac, something from, and try, because nobody knows how to go on. We have to go on, because otherwise we see just like the train is going away, and we are even, we say that our students know better how to use AI than we do. And I always say to my teachers when we have courses that it works just like in a plane, as it said. First of all, put a mask, oxygen masks on yourself, and then to your children. So we really, it works with our teachers today. First of all, we have to learn how to do it, why and where. We have to do it wisely. We have to support critical thinking, and they don't have critical thinking. Just an example, I told to Angela at the coffee break that one of our students found the speed of a running man, yes, how quickly he runs. And he came very proudly with the answer, 52 kilometers per hour. That's it. 52 kilometers. So, no critical thinking. They are ready proudly to present the results. So our results, you can also read from this article, but some short ideas what we can take along. Yes, we have to use AI. All of our respondents were very agreed with it. For feedback, for example, 77% of respondents said it works. Student progress tracking in real time, 37% of respondents said they have used and it works. Virtual assistant for students, 78% say that their students use, and it really helps. It just knocks you, hey, you have to present your work tomorrow, so the students have to get up and start working. And what else? Chatbot is used by 61% of our professors in Moodle mostly. So you have to train with machine learning this on your course, and then it will start answering to students' questions according to your course material. So that gives a lot of free time for a professor. And we have now just had a look at this first semester. There were 1,500 questions from students to the chat box, and there were only 2 questions that were funny, not relating to this course. One was, how can I cheat on this course? And the AI said that unfortunately you have to work hard. And then the second question was, how many strings does a guitar have? So AI also answered a number, but said, let's go on learning now. Oh. So it was trained very well. And really our professors had much more time. But there was a concern from some point that there should be face-to-face interaction and collaboration. We can't teach engineers online only. And of course, concerns of data privacy and ethical concern. It was very, very big. because there is no ethics now, no ethics about using AI. You can do anything you want. So for that, our university, for example, has written a code of ethics in using AI in study process and in writing thesis, because there is no point of writing theoretical thesis anymore. You have to do it in a more practical way. You have to do it in a more way that students do something really, some models, something real, not only giving you a practical thing that is no sense at all. And yes, they really say that AI helps very much in automating administrative tasks, just like in lesson planning, grading, scheduling, and also one of our colleagues said that he uses AI in writing learning outcomes, giving in the prompt what he needs, the skills he also wants to teach, and the AI gives excellent learning outcomes. So you only have to read them and change something you need. Yeah, so it really reduces the administrative burden of us. And 74% said yes, AI will help us in curriculum design, let's do it, let's start. So we will try to build up, starting from one curriculum. It is a bachelor curriculum, and the program director and all professors are very, very well active and interested in it. So we will do it, a pilot on designing. Of course, you have to check every step. You have to think along. You can't say that, hi, give me a curriculum and that's it. And what was also pointed out, now some graphs, we asked what tools they use mostly. And as you see, ChatGPT was the most widely used. Then Copilot, Claude, Notion AI, Google Notebook, DeepSeek was the next, and then there were on a small amount of used those tools. And what they rated, what was the most important to pay attention to when we start to design a course and curriculum, the most highly rated was the professional standards and regulations that should be met by the curriculum. So we have to take account of professional standards, national and international regulations. And then it was said that the educational and social demands, which curricula to develop more quickly, learning goals and outcomes should be absolutely revised. Then balance of problem-based and subject-based learning. So we can't throw out subject-based learning, but it should be in another form, using more seminars, discussions, and studio learning. And then also the learning content was the thing that professors say we have to just absolutely redesign and select the content that is the most important, because they can read and find the information everywhere. They know it better than we do. According to this research, we try to build up some kind of a mechanism or a model that is what is the most important for designing the curriculum with AI, and we really try to take account of the three most important resources in education. It is time, money, and competence of teachers. That means our teachers need to be trained quickly. They need to be, this have to be done very quickly. We need some money because and funding for redesigning this curriculum. Of course, strategic needs and short-term needs. Every year we have to redesign it, have to look at international developments in engineering education, and of course to rethink goals or aims, course content, environment, where we teach. Should it be done in the labs, in industry, online? We have to find the balance and recognition then from our Estonian government, and then we try to move on internationally. Well, some conclusions. As I said, you can find the article there and read it, and if there are any questions, I'm always ready to answer. But yes, we really have to find that balance between human interaction with AI and what we are going to move on is that, first of all, clear ethical guidelines for students. That we have now a course, an online course for ethics in using AI, and all the students will have to go through it. Then we have a new course of learning to learn, a learning lab in engineering education. So they will have to go through it because now learning has changed absolutely. And then, as we say, according to increasing role of AI, our teachers will have to go through the training sessions, and we really try to find the balance of hybrid model of education, and we will not, we will use AI in education at vocational schools, gymnasia, and of course at universities from the first year. So it is a tool. It's just a tool. And there will be soon another one. But we will have to teach our students to use this tool widely. It's just like electricity. We can't live without it soon. So first we were at the library, then we Googled, and now we're having AI. So this is a development, and let's try to support our students' thinking, learning, and just we have to learn together with our students. Well, thank you.
Nice.
Yes, let's do this. Okay, so good evening, everybody. My name is Aušrinė Raudoniūtė. It's pronounced in Lithuanian. I'm not a professor, I'm just a simple student, but I'm going further. I just finished, thank you, my master's degree last week, and this week I'm
Congratulations.
going... Yes, yes. So, yeah, it's really a big pleasure to be together with you because you inspired me to go to the doctoral degree, and I just observe all the information that you give today, so thank you very much. It's very, very interesting for me. And today I'll present you a little part of my master's degree because I made a huge investigation, huge experiment, but 3 students were with the specific learning needs. So I just had to remove them from my main numbers. But I thought, why not to write an article about it? So today it will be science education for students with specific learning and attention disorders. And I made an evaluation of reading strategies using eye tracking technology. Actually, I saw the poster with the same methodology, so eye tracking actually is new sexy in the education because it's very, very good methodology. You'll see it. So let's begin. Does it work? Yes. Perfect. So let me begin by outlining the core educational challenge that motivated me to this study. So reading in science education is cognitively demanding task for all students. It requires not only decoding technical vocabulary, but also interpreting visual elements like graphs, diagrams, schemes, chemical equations, and so on. So for students with specific learning disorders such as dyslexia, attention-related challenges, this task becomes significantly more difficult. These students often struggle with sustaining attention, managing working memory, and filtering out irrelevant information. In recent years, educators have increasingly used visual enhancements like images, infographics, text highlights, to make content more motivating, more engaging. While these elements may boost motivation actually and curiosity for many learners, they also risk for cognitive overload that we heard today a lot. So especially when the visuals and decorative elements are too huge, too often used, so they are not useful. This tension between motivating learners and supporting cognitive processing is at the heart of my research. So, despite growing use of visual elements in education, we still little know about how students with dyslexia or ADHD actually read and process science texts. I'm a biology teacher, so that's why I choose this subject. We must admit that most instructional design is based on neurotypical learners, which can overlook the key challenges faced by others with learning difficulties. We must admit it, because all the students' books that we have actually in Lithuania, all of them are based on neurotypical learners, and that's really, really sad. In my class, I have some dyslexic students, and not to, not to show them that they are different, I give them the same student book and they have to read it or somehow to engage with it, so it's really, really difficult for them. So yeah, eye tracking offers a way to see how these neurodivergent students focus, navigate, and respond to different types of content. Developing eye tracking technology offers numerous advantages, primarily due to its invasive nature. Eye tracking is more time efficient and generally reduces stress for participants, thereby potentially minimizing error rates and data distortion linked to stress. Everybody makes some errors because of stress, it's normal. So, besides traditional questionnaires, that rely on subjective evaluation. So this one, eye tracking, is way better way to investigate participants. And what is more, it's fun for children. It's very, very fun. They're just sitting instead of a screen with cameras, so it's really, really fun. And another one is the hat with the camera, little camera that fixates the eye movement, so it's very, very nice. Okay, so the aim of my research was to investigate how students with dyslexia and ADHD process science education texts. Method was used, as I said, eye tracking technology, and for this part of presentation I use only scan path. I'll show you what is it. And my particular focus was on seductive details like pictures, and then enhancing instructional elements. It's like highlighting text, infographics, and so on. And I just try to follow their visual attention, reading strategies, and cognitive load. There are three research questions. So first one is how do neurodivergent students differ from neurotypical peers? Then how do seductive details affect their attention? And the third one is, can scan path actually be informative to us? So this is a little scene from our research. It's very, very nice to use real eye. It's actually Poland team from Poland that launched this real eye platform. It's very nice because you need only a laptop with a little internet camera, and with the artificial intelligence they fixate the eye movements. It's very, very nice. Also expensive, but you don't need all those things to put on you. So yeah, methodology was very simple. Actually, I made the research very huge. It was like 46 students. But for today, I will present you the case study of 3 neurodivergent students. let's name them E1, E2, and E3, and I'll compare the scan paths with one neurotypical student. You'll see 4 instructional design types. So first one is the text with seductive detail, the decorative picture. Second was the text about brains, about adolescence and so on. It's from the biology book. So it's a highlighted text fragments like here. And then it's infographic, short information about what is written here. And the fourth instructional design is control without any instructional design elements. So yeah, and you'll see these red rectangles, it's area of interest. I was interested if kids look at these instructional design elements, and I just tried to figure out if it helps or not. So this is how. So you'll see that the text on that Real Eye platform comes in that way that firstly kids see the text, and the first will be retention question. I just tried to figure out if after reading the text they can answer it correctly. And the another slide was the same text, but the question was different. Keep it in mind, because normally when we see that the text is the same, you just leave it and go to the question. So let's keep it in mind. So the same highlighted text, retention, transfer question, the same retention question, yeah, and the same. So let's begin. So data, no numbers today. I left it for my master's degree. It was actually 5 million cells in Excel. It was something unmanageable, but today is the fun part. Only these pictures that you'll see. So you'll see reading patterns. Reading patterns is these red lines. It's called saccades. It's the path that our eye goes from one fixation to another. Fixations is the point when your eye stops to, I don't know, to recognize the word and so on, to think. And regressions is when your eyes, your gaze, reading, and you come back to where we were. Okay, so let's begin. So, as you may see, E1 is a student with complex disorder. It's writing and reading disorder with attention disorder. Second students will be with dyslexia, and the third one will be with both specific learning disorders, reading and writing, and attention disorders. And the fourth one is neurotypical. So what we see in the first slide, that complex disorder, reading and writing, he or she tried to analyze an infographic. Reading pattern is really chaotic, okay? So the dyslexic student also tried to understand the infographic, but you see a little bigger fixations. Maybe he or she didn't understand the words, and the question part is also analyzed. So the third student is very chaotic, as you may see. She or he tried to understand everything what is inside. And you see neurotypical, which saw that infographic is not important and just look at the text and then at the question and just that's it. Okay, the same text, okay, but with different question. Let's see what we have. Neurodivergent students also tried to read the same text again, as you see. Neurotypical student didn't. You see, he or she went to the question because working memory works. That's why. Okay, let's go further. The decorative picture was really interesting for me, this area of interest. Because, for example, for dyslexic person, it was very, very challenging. She or he was trying to understand why this picture is here. Maybe it's related with the text. And as you may see, they try to understand the body language, the faces, they just try to understand. So yeah, it's really, really seductive detail actually. But you see, neurotypical student also watched the sofa. And actually I had individual conversations with these students, and I asked why, and that student answers me, oh, actually I like this sofa, so I want to this in my room, so that's why I watch this. So, oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Same picture, same text, different question. Once again, neurotypical student ignore picture, no more sofas. But these neurodivergent students look again at the picture. Yeah, the reading pattern is really chaotic, so you see it. Okay, highlight the text. See what's the difference. I would like you to watch more dyslexic student. It looks like it's very chaotic because you know that dyslexic person experience jumping lines. They read like one line, another one line, another one, and it's really, really visible. But with little fixations. This one has bigger fixations, okay. But let's go to another one. Same text, but look to the dyslexic student. She or he before made all the reading, chaotic reading, but looks like that highlighted text made more focus to it. So for the second question, she or he didn't need to read again. So what I want to say, that highlighted text is very good for dyslexic students. I don't know why neurotypical students should read again, I don't know. Maybe transferred questions were more difficult for them. Okay, and the control type without any enhancing elements. Also look at the dyslexic student, the reading chaotic, but for the transfer question, no more reading. Only check the answers and that's it. So yeah, you see the differences. So, discussion and interpretation. So as you saw, complex disorder, reading, writing, and attention is very vulnerable to extraneous loads, scan paths. Then dyslexic person really benefited from clear layouts and signaling, I mean highlighting. And neurotypical student actually had adaptive case patterns and low cognitive load. Okay, and conclusions. We really need to think about seductive details, I mean pictures, if we need to put it or not. Actually, highlighted text is really good support for students with educational needs. Plain text sometimes best for dyslexic readers. And eye tracking reveals hidden reading difficulties, as you saw before. So, what we should do as educators? So, first of all, avoid irrelevant and seductive details. Then use highlighting thoughtfully. Then design materials with attention strategies in mind. And also use new investigations about gaze behavior before starting your new lessons and so on. So keep it in mind. So thank you very much. Thank you for your cognitive load.